That's what I was trying to say as well. That's what I was trying to say. Because I've got friends who are Muslim, and I've got no qualms whatsoever. They're the most nicest people I've ever met in my life. And whatever their faith is and whatever they understand and whatever they believe, that's entirely up to them. And I've got no qualms with it because I believe different things from, 20 different races in the world. But my whole point is that I just think before my back was up a little bit when you was like saying, well, what's the protest for? It's not about what happened in there to the young children,
It's not about that.
It's basically an accumulation of the minority of a lot of the asylum seekers are causing havoc. There's people getting killed and slayed, and there's soldiers getting stabbed up. And
Stop. The soldier that got stabbed up, the guy wasn't an asylum seeker, was he?
He was, yeah.
Are you sure?
No, sorry, well, he was a Muslim, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't even a Muslim. Okay.
He was.
Well, who was he? What's his name?
Well, I'd have to come off the live to research his name, but I see it.
Okay, let me see if I can find his name.
Okay.
So the guy who stabbed the soldier, you're talking about the guy in Reading, not in Reading, in Kent, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Oh, all right, let me just quickly check for you. Let me just do a fact check. Because I'm pretty sure he wasn't a Muslim either, mate. And you know the guy they found near the vigil with a knife?
Yeah.
He wasn't a Muslim either. Seriously. This is, and this is not me laughing at the situation. This is laughing at the people, what they're believing.
This is you getting a bit bemused by the way they're portraying it, aren't you?
Say it again, sorry?
You're a little bit bemused why they're being portrayed that way, because obviously it's like every Muslim gets time.
I think Tommy owes the white working class an apology. I really, really do. He's used them in such a manner for years and years and years, and they don't see it. Honestly, I really do believe he owes them a massive apology.
I'll ask you a quick question now.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Do you think the government are actually playing us off against the Muslims, Christianity, and all this type of thing?
I don't think they have to. I don't think they have to. But I really don't think they have to. Look, look, I'll give you an example. As soon as the government or there's an incident and the police say it's not terror related,
yeah,
the guy's not a Muslim. Simple. Exactly. As soon as it's not terror related, he's not a Muslim. Now, here's the irony of another irony. Keep bringing up these ironies. This isn't real, man. Alanis Morissette needs to write a new song. Okay, so whenever a white person commits a crime, shoots up a cinema, or does whatever,
yeah,
what's the first thing they look at?
His background.
Mental health.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
every single time. Mental health. Now, what's mentally ill mean? It means you don't think straight. It means you've got a weird way of thinking. You might be a sociopath, psychopath, whatever. Okay. But a Muslim is never given that. So even if someone identifies as a Muslim, right, his mental health is never allowed to be in question. I don't understand that either. I don't understand why as soon as a white guy does something that shoots up a school, Dunblane or whatever, yeah? Tom Hamilton shot up all those kiddies in that school.
Horrendous, yeah.
Yeah. Mental health, I'm pretty sure would have been looked at. The guy that went to the cinema, shot up, and the kids that go into schools and shoot them up in the US.
I think a lot of it's a massive cop out in all the situations, isn't it?
No, but the point, this two-tier thing. I keep hearing two-tier policing, two-tier police. It's not even two-tier. The people who are complaining about two-tier policing have two-tier morality. Right? They have two standards, and they hold one people to a set of standard, another person to another set of standard. So like I say, as soon as you hear the police say these words, the police don't think it's terror related. That means the guy's not a Muslim. Because apparently only Muslims can commit terrorism. Yeah?
I agree with that.
Yes.
I think that what happens is if you found out it was a Muslim, it'd be absolutely, Can
you imagine? Imagine if it was a Muslim asylum seeker. Oof, come off a boat last year. If it actually was. My goodness.
I know.
Okay. But the reality was it wasn't. Okay, the reality was it was a Christian from a Christian family, yeah, 17-year-old nutter. So he must have been mentally ill. You must be mentally ill to get in a taxi and go to a kiddies player and kill kids. You must be mentally ill. Yeah. And even Muslims who perpetuate atrocity, they must be mentally ill. There's something wrong with them.
You do know he wasn't a Christian, though, don't you?
He was a Christian.
The young 17-year-old black kid?
Yeah.
That wasn't 17 and he's not a Christian.
He's 17 and he was a Christian. Why? Okay. Why wasn't he 17?
Have you seen the picture that's been leaked when he was in court?
That picture's not... The picture in court? With the frizzy hair?
Yeah, have you seen the actual real the real picture that Tommy Robertson's put up?
That's not him.
The one where it shows you him, like...
Getting in the police car?
No, it shows you him in the actual court. It's a leaked picture that's been put out this evening.
Really? Really, where? Where's it been leaked?
So it was on Twitter.
Oh, look. It was on Twitter. His name was Ali Akishaki or something. Yeah?
Yeah.
It was on Twitter that he was just come off a boat last year. Yeah? True or not? It was on Twitter that he said Allahu Akbar before doing what he did. Agreed?
He did shout Allah Akbar. The actual witness who tried to save the children, they've actually listened to his interview, listen to what he says.
Listen. Listen, please. His school friends, his neighbours are saying they're a church-going family. They can hear them singing Christian songs from their house. What are you talking about?
Come on. That is absolute. I don't believe that.
So you're saying the neighbours are lying? His school friends are lying?
Yeah, because he stabbed someone in school.
Okay, but that doesn't mean he's not a Christian, does it? That doesn't mean his family are not Christian.
Not a Christian. He's not a Christian.
Why is he not a Christian?
He's not a Christian 100%, just from what I've seen and what I've heard.
What define a Christian? Is Tommy Robinson a Christian?
Yeah.
Why is he a Christian?
Because he's white English and he used to go to church as a kid and he follows it.
So he's white English and goes to church, that makes you a Christian?
Yeah, because if you follow...
Did this kid go to church?
Huh?
Did this kid go to church?
We don't know this, do we?
Well, you're claiming he didn't, because you're saying he's not. Because you're saying the standard of a Christian is went to church as a kid.
Well, I
went to church as a kid. Anyway, go on.
What I'm saying is that he's shouted the words Allah Akbar. That's what I've...
Listen, we both know he didn't.
So the window cleaner that went in to save him and chased him out the building, have you seen the full interview with him?
Okay, no, I haven't. Where is that? Where can I find this? Interview with the what? Interview with the window cleaner, yeah?
So the window cleaner that run into the building.
One second. Interview with the window cleaner. Who's the window cleaner? What's his name?
It was a half-caste lad who works in... He was from Southport, English-speaking lad. But looks like the half-caste on the actual video, but he says that he was shouting Allah Akbar in the actual...
Let's have a look. One second.
You should be able to find it.
Okay. A witness to the Southport stabbing attack has recalled the moment he came face to face with a knife man before the alleged attacker scurried off.
Yeah.
Window cleaner Joel Verritt detailed how he locked eyes with a 17-year-old suspect in an interview with Sky News. I just wanted to hurt him so bad at the time, but I was scared.
Yeah. You actually listen to him in the report where he's speaking with the lady interviewer. He actually says that the lad actually burst in, and when he got in there was kids on the floor bleeding to death, and he was actually shouting Allah Akbar. When he made eye contact with the fella, this is the God's honest truth. I'm not even whining a story. This is exactly what he said. You can watch the video when you come offline. And he said he was shouting Allah Akbar. So what I'm trying to say is this so-called person that come from Rwanda, then lived in, it was apparently Welsh, is actually...
But he's born in Cardiff. Yeah.
So he said he was Welsh and all this and blah, blah, in the media. He was actually a Muslim, and that's what he is.
Okay, a Rwandan's Muslim?
No, I'm not saying that, but he follows the faith of...
Okay, how do you know he was a Muslim?
So hang on a minute. So are you an Englishman?
Yeah, I'm an Englishman.
Are you a Muslim?
I'm a Muslim.
Well, there you go. So it's the same situation.
How do you know I'm a Muslim?
Because I know you are, because I've seen a lot of your
Right. So I tell people I'm a Muslim, isn't it?
I actually find you quite interesting when I watch your videos and stuff like that.
Right, so I'm an Englishman, and I tell people I'm a Muslim. So that's how you know I'm a Muslim, isn't it?
Yeah, because you say it with and you're proud about being a Muslim.
Alhamdulillah, of course. Now, you tell me why you believe this geezer was a Muslim.
Well, I didn't believe it. I thought it was all bullshit, and I thought it was... sorry for swearing. I thought it was, crap, what he was saying. And then when I seen the interview of the person that running there trying to save the kids, and he said he was shouting out Akbar, that's what made me realise exactly what was going on. And he must have obviously been converted, or whatever's happened, or if he's taken up the role of it. Because in Christianity, and the Muslims, or whatever it is, you always get a couple of people that tarnish everybody else, and obviously they follow a different path to other Muslims. Like, I couldn't imagine you going into a school full of kids and stabbing someone and saying, well, you've only done that because you're a Muslim, because that's so wide of the mark.
The point is, so you're saying the neighbours are lying about them being a church-going family?
Well, the thing is, right, have you watched the Tommy Robinson documentary the other night with Piers Morgan and all that?
No.
You need to watch it. And now, listen, I know you don't follow Tommy Robinson. I know you probably got no time for him. Just watch the documentary for an hour and 45 minutes. It's unbelievable. He catches Piers Morgan up. The amount of lies that people tell and the stories that...
I'll be honest with you, Piers Morgan, I'm not a great fan of him either. It doesn't mean it means nothing to me. Me
personally, I had a lot of time for Piers Morgan, and I loved all his content and things that I thought he was quite very to the point. I've not got the time of day for him now for what he's done. And I'm not saying Tommy Robinson's right in every sense that he comes across. There's only certain parts that I agree with. because a lot of it, I do think it's a little bit far right. But what I'm trying to say is, my whole point to say that there's a lot I do agree with in the safety of our children, even your children, Hamza. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've said this many times. I said that my daughters are probably more at risk than an Englishman's daughter, because my daughter could be radicalized and become, you understand, my daughter could be a victim of someone in the street dragging a scarf off her head.
Yeah, well, exactly. And
So I do worry about my daughters. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this first and foremost: if I'm the type of Christian that if I see a Muslim with 3 Christians around him, for the sake of being around him, I give the 3 Christians a slap round the head.
Yeah.
100%. Because I believe what I believe, and I take for what I take, and I think every person's different in their own right. And unfortunately, in life, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Sikh, whatever you are in life, you're always going to have that 7 to 10% out the 100 that are not the same as the rest. And unfortunately, and it gets everybody else tarnished with the same brush. And it's sad to see, because our children and your children and other people's children, and they all get, we all get affected in different ways, and it's sad.
Yeah, should I tell you 2 sad things that you're probably not aware of, or you never even thought about?
Go on.
First thing is Rotherham.
Horrendous, yeah.
How did 1,400 girls get neglected by their families?
Unbelievable.
How did 1,400 girls end up in care?
I think the modern society now in the UK, we're following an example of like the black community in America, where there's not a lot of fathers around, and I just think that kids are left to their own devices, their own situations, their own groups, their own gangs. And when you've got certain individuals that are prone to target young girls that are allowed to do their own thing at 14, 15, 16 and wander the streets and drink alcohol and take drugs.
They were in care homes. Why are they in care homes?
I know, but I'm on about...
Why has England got an industrial scale problem of neglected girls?
It's crazy. I know. Crazy.
No, seriously, what's causing this? Why are these girls being driven into the arms of these predators? Predators will prey on the weak and vulnerable. They'll only approach the weak and the vulnerable.
Listen, we're living in a world now where there's a female boxer just punched your head in of an Italian female boxer. It's absolutely crazy. This world we live in now is not what we... How old are you, Hamza, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 51 today.
When you was 17, 18, the world is not the same as what it was then, my friend.
Do you know where I was at 17 years of age?
Where?
Zakynthos.
Wow.
I was working in Zante for like 3 months. And then when I was 21, I was in Falaraki. I stayed there about 6 to 8 weeks, but the debauchery just got to me. I just had to leave. It was disgusting. But I've experienced, tequila slammer tours and that. Do you get me? But yeah. No.
The thing is, what you've done in your life, you've probably witnessed all your faults and realised, well, I need to change something, and you've gone to better yourself.
That's not it. That's not it at all, mate. See, people have this idea that, I must have been some kind of wrong, and I seen the error of my ways and found God. No, that's not the case at all for me. If you see my story, it's got nothing to do with a case of me being, I stopped drinking alcohol 2 years before accepting Islam. I've never been a druggie, and I did a bit of gambling. Do you get me? So I was a financial advisor. I wasn't on the floor. I wasn't in prison. People think, I must have been in prison to become a Muslim and anything like this. No. I'm too intellectual. I'm too intelligent for that sort of thing to occur. Do you get me? Now, don't get me wrong. When I think back to my past and my youth, I think, bloody hell, some of the things I did, I could well have easily ended up in prison. Seriously. Yeah. When I was younger, when I was in the football hooligan days and such like that, and things, whatever, and things you did, and you're like, wow, if things went a little bit different, I could have ended up different. But I was a guy at the age of 16 passing my Royal Navy entrance exams with flying colours, but because I didn't try in school, they told me to wait to see my reset exam results to see whether or not to accept me, because they said they'd rather have someone who's in thick that tried than someone who's clever who's not tried. And I passed the test easily. I could have been gone into the Royal Navy. My life could have took so many times, but I've never been a real bad guy. So the idea that I needed to change my life for the better, it was never ever part of why I became a Muslim, ever. Anyway, so that was the first thing I wanted to say about the 1,400 girls in Rotherham. The second thing, and I think this is a bigger tragedy, do you know how many girls in the UK get kicked out by their families because they accept Islam, because they become Muslim? They end up on the streets.
I don't know the stats, but obviously...
I'm telling you. Do you know how many young lads have accepted Islam and are too afraid to tell their families and parents they're in the closet because of this? This is a disgrace.
This is
This is disgrace.
this is like everyday social media though, and everyday news feeds. So what happens is when you try to do something that other people call it out and call it bad things, and you see negative stuff day in, day out, that's why children probably will be afraid to tell them dad, because they obviously automatically think, well, I've heard this about Islam and I've heard this about Islam and X, Y, and Z, and it must be a bad thing. But obviously, in your experience of Islam and people that you know close to you, and you'll also know that a couple of bad people in Islam that you'll go, well, I don't associate with them because they think different to how I think.
We have a joke as a Muslim. Do you know what it is?
But,
How do you know it's Ramadan?
come on.
Because your local drug dealer's wearing a topi. Yeah. Look, we know Muslims are not angels, all of them. Yeah, but we're not here. I'm not here to defend Muslims. I'm here to defend Islam. I'm here to present Islam. And like I said, Tommy doesn't have an issue with Muslims.
No, he
But he
doesn't.
does have an issue with Muslims, right? He has an issue with Islam, where he shouldn't have an issue with Islam.
Well, we've seen what Russia and China are doing now.
What they do.
They're declaring that obviously the Muslim faith is you've got mental illness. So they're saying that anyone in them countries now, starting from this year, you're going to be either going to prison or getting deported.
In Russia?
In Russia and China.
Give me evidence.
No, it's true.
No, I know you say it's true. Well, tell me who verified this for you.
I was watching on I seen like a documentary thing. They were talking to like leaders of China and Russia, and they were all.
No, China's different. I'm talking about Russia.
Yeah, well, the Russia are following suit. That's what I'd seen at the end of the documentary.
Are you sure?
Well, from what I've seen on the documentary, I can't tell you whether it's 100% and they're going to do that. But apparently, the Russians, like, they don't even.
Maka. My advice to you is stay off social media. Mate. Seriously, I don't know where you're getting your information.
No,
from.
because
Who's feeding you this stuff?
No, I was just watching a documentary, but obviously, I know the Russians are heavy with the Muslim faith.
What are you talking about?
So, like, do you know who's the fighter? What's his name? The UFC fighter.
Yeah, Khabib.
Yeah, so he's. I've seen.
He's not Russian. Go on.
No, but he's obviously he fights out of Russia, doesn't he? He's got a massive Russian Muslim following.
He fights out of Russia. He is Muslim.
Yeah, but he fights out of Russia. Is it Kazakhstan he's from originally?
Okay, but he doesn't fight out of Russia.
I'm sure he does.
No.
Just have a little check.
Dagestan, I think it is.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he does something with the. I'm sure he trains out of Russia, something like that. But he's got a massive following there, and a bit of people back him as well from there.
Oh, I'm confused. All right, so what's the point? So Khabib, one of the number one UFC fighters in the world, yeah, he's from Dagestan. Okay, and
I'm sure his actual training thing is in Russia, and he's got a massive Muslim following there.
Let's is Khabib? Oh, let's do it this way. Does Khabib fight out of Russia? I would say no. Khabib Nurmagomedov has left Russia.
He was there.
No, one second. He left Russia after being hit with a 3 million debt charge by Russian tax authorities. Khabib has decided to flee the country.
Yeah, that was in the actual documentary as well, because he had a massive following there.
Well, what's the point? What's the relevance?
No, I'm sure. I was just making a point of Russia were following suit, but there was a bit about the Khabib there as well in the actual documentary.
No. But you was making a point about how Russia is against Islam.
Yeah, so the Russian government obviously seen Khabib and the following he was getting with all the Muslims, and Putin actually put a massive debt on his neck and actually forced him out of the country. Because he was saying that they were following suit with the Chinese, saying that certain parts of the Muslim faith was mental health.
Oh, okay. Did you see Ramadan in Russia?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Prayers in Russia?
So
You
obviously,
know how many Muslims are in Russia?
there's millions.
There's no issue with Islam in Russia.
No, you're missing the whole point. They're trying to follow suit in the sense of that they're trying to quiet it all down, and obviously, like the conversation where we're saying that there's certain amounts of bad Muslims, and you agreed to, and I said there's a certain amount of bad Christians, whatever. The Russians are trying to say that it's all mental health, the same as China. They're saying that all these bad ones, they've got to get deported, they've got to come out, and blah blah blah.
Who has to get deported? Russians say Islam is mental health. That's your claim. You're gonna stick to that.
There's people in the comments there saying true stories, seeing it.
The people in the comments don't know what they're talking about, mate. They really don't. They're praising Russia, and next thing you know, they'll be supporting Ukraine. Seriously, they're like bipolar. Do you know what I'm saying? Seriously, it's like they're mad. The TikTok comment section is just mental.
What I'll do is
it's more mental than some of the Christian speakers at Speaker's Corner. I'll be honest with you.
Well, what I'll do is when we end the live, I'll private message you and I'll send you the link to what I watched.
Say, 1 second. Say Islam is mental illness. I'd love to hear the explanation for that. If China and Russia have declared, let's have a look. This is so someone's asked this on Quora. If China and Russia have declared Islam to be sort of mental illness, why don't Europeans and Americans follow suit? Then someone replied, let's have a look. No, let's see what it says. Nothing on Quora, forget Quora. China may have, because China is different.
Yeah, China, they're crazy about it, aren't they?
Chinese
I don't think they're
Chinese are lovely.
anybody.
China's treating Islam like mental illness, but not Russia. Yeah, I think it's been exaggerated, mate, to Russia. I think we've got a lot of people guests to come on. I think they've got some. Let's see if I can see any proper Tommy fans that look like Tommy fans. I guess
it's been lovely speaking to you.
Yeah, you think I do. Yeah. Sometimes, I come across, like, you watch some of my TikTok shorts and things that have this aggressive, shouty geezer.
What I'll do is I'll try and send you that link so you can watch it and judge for yourself. Okay.
All right. Yeah. That's fine.
Hey, take care.
All right. Take care, my man. Ta-da. There's a nice guy. I'm trying to find someone who looks like a. How can I find someone who looks? Oh, this Jay wanted to come on. Let's see if this Jay is the guy who wanted to come on earlier. And if backstage you are a kind of Tommy fan and that, I'd like to hear from you. It's the guy who wanted to come on earlier. Is that you, Jay? Jay? Hello, Jay? No. I sure could hear his thingy. Anyway. I'm going to be really kind of racist here now and just look for English-sounding names. He was on mute. I don't know. Did I unmute? I put you on mute? I didn't put you on mute. I'm letting non-Muslims on for now because I want them to answer the question. So it's not really point putting Muslims on right now. I'm trying to look for... I don't know. I can't tell by some of these profile names, man.
Hello, brother Hamza. Assalamu alaikum. I'm a Muslim. I just want to say I love you. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Wa alaikum assalam. Any Tommy fans in the chat? Oh, GB. Maybe that's the one. Yeah, I like this live anyway. This is on my small channel. My big channel, I can't go live anymore because TikTok's a little bit snowflakey. No, that's not work. Why is there a problem with my guests today? Oh, this guy's definitely Tommy fan, I think. I don't know. No, he looks like a Muslim. I don't know. Let's see. How you doing, mate? Simon, is it? Hello? I haven't got you on mute, have I? No, I'm not muted. Why are you not talking? Simon, Crane. Nope. Microphone not working. Okay. Oh, I can hear you now. Simon? Simon. Simon. No. Okay. I think he's asleep. Sounds like he's snoring. I'm just doing this random now. Oh, if I'm muted. I'm not muted. I think he was snoring.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Hamza?
I'm alright, mate.
Yeah, so why do you not accept the New Testament as the word of God? Like you think it's like false eyewitness accounts, like why Matthew copies from Mark? Is that what you're gonna say?
Okay, I'm not discussing that on this live today, to be honest, mate. We're on a different agenda today. Join a different live when I'm asking that question as to why Christians believe the Bible.
Okay, what's the agenda today?
Are you American?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't understand. This is for English. Take care. As Tommy Robinson lied, what happened in Luton? I don't know what happened in Luton. The topic is basically I'm trying to understand the protests and who the protests are against and what the agenda is and what the hopeful outcome would be. Because it's pretty serious. You know, people are going to these demonstrations, they're rioting, they're getting arrested, they're going to lose jobs, they're going to end up in prison, they're going to have criminal records. And it's like, why? I'm trying to understand why. I got excited. Paul McCartney's here. Hey, sing us a song. Hey, Paul McCartney.
Hi, are you okay?
You must have heard that so many times. How you doing, Paul?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really sorry. I only started watching this halfway through, and I just heard the guy, was it Macca, was saying about Islam and Muslims and such as was being banned in China.
He was saying it's being declared a mental illness, Islam, in China and Russia.
And is it being declared that in China?
In China, you could probably portray it in a certain way.
Why is that?
Why? Because the Chinese are oppressing the Muslims in a certain part of the provinces that they're occupying.
And how is that allowed to go on?
Because there's welcome to the world, mate. Because they're Muslims, mate.
Yeah.
People don't care about Muslims.
I get that, but you know, you and where I live in my part of the world, I'm from the north of England.
Where you from north, mate?
Yeah, I'm from Bolton in Lancashire.
I used to live near you. I used to live in Aspel.
Yeah, well, so we rub along quite well. There's been no riots in my town.
No.
And no disrespect to anybody, but you know what I mean? How can a country just turn around and say we're not having this religion anymore?
Well, they've not necessarily said that, but what basically they've in a certain province they have banned people. You know, some of the stuff the Chinese have done you wouldn't believe. I'll give you an example. So they've gone into Muslim households, they've arrested the men, put them into concentration camps to be re-educated, moved Chinese men into the house of the Muslim woman, and he's had relations with her. Yeah, they what they're doing to the Uyghurs is unreal. Just Google it, man. But the world don't care.
That's disgusting.
And who's going to tell China anything? Can't tell China nothing.
Yeah, but the rest of the world should be in outrage.
But they're not. They don't care. They should look. Let's be honest. What's going on in Gaza? The rest of the world should be outraged. They're not.
I like to think that they are. I mean, there's a lot of protests around, especially in our country, there's a lot of protests about it.
There's a difference. Yeah. No. But there's also protests for it. This is what I made a video today, and I was saying, you know, what's happened in Southport was such a tragedy for these little girls to lose their lives, yeah? And then I see these people, no parent should suffer this way, and these are the same people supporting Israel. And I'm like, but they're killing children over there, and you applaud it. So how does it work? I'm trying to understand the mindset because I don't get it. I don't know, did they have a disconnect when the child is in another country or something? But I'm pretty sure if there was an attack in a school in Hungary or something like that, and there were white kids killed there, I'm pretty sure people would be having the same flex again. Do you get me? So I don't know, mate. I'm trying to understand how a tragedy such what happened in Southport, perpetrated by a young Christian guy from a Christian family, has anything to do with smashing up a town and a mosque?
Taking religion out of it, it's a murder of innocence, regardless of religion.
We don't say any murder of any innocent is okay, and we don't support the killing of any innocent at any child standard. Yeah, but when I hear people, because of something happened at home, all of a sudden have some care and all these poor children and such, yet we see parents holding babies with half a head daily. People holding onto their baby's hand as it's buried under rubble. But we don't see the same outcry. And worse than that, even if they don't outcry for it because they're in another country or whatever, that's fine. They attack the people who are protesting against this. So you got the Gaza protest marches, who are protesting and calling for a ceasefire to stop the killing of children. And they're attacked by these very same people.
Listen, I've only ever seen one protest in. I've not been there to London and watched protests there. I've seen a couple of protests in Manchester, and there was a little bit of disorder, but it was disorder. You know what I mean? It was like what you could see on any Friday night in any town in England. Do you know what I mean? It just a little bit of unruly behaviour. That's all I seen. But what I saw the other night, to a town not far from me, Southport, was just a full-on absolute.
But the thing is, you see, I'm still trying to understand the mentality. This is why I want to speak to somebody who think it was all right, because you go to the town of a people who've just suffered such a tragedy and smash it up. Why? Why? I don't know who are they angry at? Who are you angry against? Do you know what I'm saying? Who is it who's the target there? Is it the government? Is it the Home Office? Is it the immigration? Is it the boats? Is that the thing? Because that's got nothing to do with what happened in Southport. Do you get me?
See, I've seen other features on the news as well. Like I watched what was happening in Harehills in Leeds. I got friends that live there. Do you know what I mean? And with the Roma community, I know it was instantly blamed on Muslims because of the colour of the skin. I get that. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Everyone thought, it's Muslims rioting again.
No, but you know the madness about that reporting? So the Roma community were rioting because some of their kids were taken into care, yeah? And Muslim council, the Muslim MP who just been voted as an MP in Leeds, was there stopping the trouble, stop putting out fires, pulling the people away from causing trouble. And because they were caught in a photo, it's like, they were included. They were part of it. And you're like, but they were the opposite. They were there stopping it. Now, why doesn't someone like Tommy Robinson, who has a voice, say, look, fair play, what happened in Leeds, it wasn't Muslims. And in fact, Muslims were actually stopping the trouble. They were preventing the trouble. But you'll never hear it. It's just one-sided. For example, was it recently someone killed these little babies in a maternity unit? I didn't see any demonstration against, I don't know, the hospital.
And you watch it all. But I think there's some of the anger has come, what I've been watching and just having a balanced view of it, some of the anger come from the aerials that like, the police ran away and didn't do much about it, and there was all sorts of fires going on, the bus set on fire and so on and so on. And then in London yesterday, Westminster, around there, the police were out with batons. So you can understand, I do understand a little bit of why they got aggressive.
Let's get something in perspective here.
Why is the police doing this?
Why?
Or is it because the government jumped on it and thought, do you know what, we're going to squash it now? And it just so happened to be when, these white English people...
Do you understand the difference between Harehills, Leeds and central London, Downing Street?
Yeah, I totally
it's where the government
is.
Yeah. It's where the Prime Minister is. What, you honestly think the police are going to allow people to act as they want? Come on, man. Of course they're going to be there, riot police. Yeah. Look, let's understand. Let's not get things twisted. One second. Let's not get things twisted. Okay. Let's call a spade, right? Right. First thing, what happened in Leeds was what by the Roma community. Are they used to doing this type of thing? No. They did it because of a certain situation. They did it. Okay. The ones who were protesting in Southport, Hartlepool, London, we know they're known football hooligans. We know that, yeah? And we know they have experience in dealing with the police and fighting the police on match day. I used to be a football hooligan. I know the script. And I'll give you a prime example of this. I mean, I'm not proud of this. I was only young. I was about 15 at the time. So I remember one time we went to a Cardiff City match, yeah? So we went to Cardiff City. I think it was Cardiff v QPR in the cup or something like that. So anyway, we came back to our town because we was in a small town called Cwmbran. Yeah, so this was in Cardiff. We came back to our town, and there was a house party going on. And we went there as our little firm to this house party. And when the police turned up to break it up, everyone there was like, "Ooh, the police are here!" And we were like, do the bill, do. And we basically chased the police off at that point, right? Because I know how football mentality, they're used to dealing with the police. Yeah, they're used to it. So you're a police, you know that these people are coming to London, central London, yeah? This is where all the tourists are from around the world are in central London, especially in the summer, yeah? And the Prime Minister's Downing Street is there. And you know these people come with this mentality are used to dealing with the police. You ain't going to take no chances, mate. Standard. Yeah, you know, if these people are involved, you know that they're used to dealing with the police. And a poor little copper in his little thingy hat ain't going to do nothing. Yeah, they'll take their hats. They'll be wearing their hats. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to deal with that. The police are not stupid. They know who's doing what. They know who's behind what. They know who's capable of what. Yeah, undoubtedly, the football casuals, they can deal with the police. They can, because they're used to doing it. And they're used to slipping it and breaking up into groups and coming together, you know, football factory style. Yeah, it's what you do. You turn up, like, I remember one time we went away to, this was Stockport County. Went to Stoke. And when we arrived in Stoke, we all kind of like broke up. So they didn't know who was who. And then we all came together as one firm. Do you get me? So it's like the people behind it, we know the type of mentality they have. So this is why the police have to take extra measure.
I get that. But every community, yeah, whether it be Westminster or whether it be Leeds or whether it be Manchester, we're all valued. We should all be valued the same. And our properties should all be valued the same. So the policing should be the same. If there's a riot going on, the police need to protect us in the same manner.
Let me give you another angle. Yeah? Let's say what happened in Leeds happened. And everyone was saying to the police, that's not how you deal with a riot, mate. The way you've got to deal with a riot, you've got to wear the proper equipment, you don't run, you stand firm. Next time there's a riot, I don't want to see you running. Okay, let's imagine that happen. Imagine all those coppers run, everyone's mocking them on social media, look at the coppers running, everyone, right? Next day, debriefing, everyone lads, right, what happened last night? That was a disgrace. We're the police, we keep law and order, we don't run from no one. So next time there's any riot, anywhere, we go tooled up and we deal with the rioters. So the next time a riot occurs, just happened to be Southport, the police now had learnt from Leeds and they were prepared.
That's what I said. I was saying that they'd learned from what happened.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that it happened where it happened. And it happened in Leeds and it happened in Rochdale. The police didn't even come out of the police station.
They didn't do anything in Rochdale.
No, they wasn't doing. They were protesting outside the police station.
They weren't burning anything. They weren't breaking any windows. They weren't terrorising the neighbourhood.
No, they weren't. And they weren't confronted.
No, they did the right thing.
Confronted.
In Rochdale, they did the right thing. They went to the police station, that's who they had a problem with, and they're saying, look, we think you were heavy-handed, blah, 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 blah. Here's what we're saying. Here's what we want. They didn't cause any violence, didn't break any windows, didn't abuse anybody, didn't hit anybody. Okay, that I understand. I promise you I do. If they thought that this was some kind of racist thing against Muslims and their grievances with the police, then I understand why you would go to the police station and say and have your demonstrate, because you're allowed to protest, you're allowed to demonstrate. Demonstrate is not an issue. This is Britain, this is the UK, this is freedom of speech, this is freedom of expression. If you're not happy with something, you can demonstrate about it, you can protest about it, but there's limits to that protest. So what happened in Rochdale? Did the Muslims riot in Rochdale? No. One did some stupid kick or something, I think, got told to shut up. Yeah? But other than that, you didn't see nothing. Okay. Now, the people in Rochdale, they were incensed when they saw someone getting booted on the ground and having the head stamped on. Yeah? They were incensed, whatever. But the point I'm saying is, but what happened in Southport? What happened? They started attacking the police, burning the vans, breaking the walls down. I think there was a poor old lady who lived next to the mosque, was terrified in her house as they kicked her wall down to use as missiles to throw at the police and such. Yeah? This is a huge
that's-
difference.
That,
And you have to deal with this in a different way. So
That
what
should
happened in
never have
Leeds,
happened.
they learned from. What happened in Rochdale was just a protest. It wasn't a big demonstration. What happened in Southport, the way the feelings were going, the way the false news and the fake news was spreading, and people were believing these things. Yeah, you knew someone was going to go off. Yeah, when they came with their crates of cider, you knew something's going to go off. You don't see Muslims
should
drinking
never.
alcohol, getting ready to. No, because what does alcohol do? Alcohol lowers your inhibition. Alcohol encourages you to do things you would never normally do. Okay, so imagine a group of men, all angry, all upset with this certain thing, and they come to a town, and they're at this vigil, and they've all got these crates of cider and their beers and this, that, and the other. You know it's going off. You know it's all going off. Yeah, and so you have to be prepared for that. And the police were prepared for that. And just as happened in Downing Street yesterday, same thing. You think you're going to riot? You know, I don't know where they get revolution. What is this rhetoric? You're not going to do any revolution. And they keep saying, oh, we should have the army on the streets. Yeah, the army will be on the streets dealing with you. Dealing with you protesters. Because you're the one who's challenging the government. You're the one who's challenging the leadership. You're the one that's challenging democracy. This is an elected government. The people of this country chose who to lead them, and it was the Labour government. And they've got 5 years to do their thing. Do you honestly think you can now just turn up and say, well, we don't like the result, so we're going to riot until we get rid of Labour? Oh, come on, are you mad? Are you serious? Get real. This is why I'm trying to understand what the protesters are trying to achieve. Now, I get it. If the protest is against illegal immigration, people coming off boats, unchecked, don't know their backgrounds, I completely get that. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing anyone with a brown face, send them home. As soon as he's got a brown face, send him back home. Do you know what I'm saying?
I 100% understand what happened in Southport was absolutely shocking. But because you've got a brown face, you don't have to feel feared in my town. There's been brown faces in my town forever. You know what I mean? And we rub along quite happily. We always have done.
I know Bolton is one of the places I've considered moving to be honest, because I know a lot of brothers who've moved there, and they've got the community is fantastic, and they get on with the other, the non-Muslim community, and it's great. I get that.
Well, there is no Christian and Muslim community in Bolton, although you'd like to say we're just a community. We live together.
There's a Muslim community.
Yeah, there is, but we live together.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's I'm not saying ghettoized. I'm not saying there's no-go zones and this is a Muslim area and this. No, I'm not saying that at all either.
Yeah, we live together, and the last thing we want is any all this nonsense going on in our town. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing. I was talking to one of my friends today. He's a Muslim guy, and he every morning for my paper and my packet of cigarettes before I go to work. And we have a chat every morning. And he was saying he fears, because he's in the town centre, he fears for what might go on. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to put his mind at rest, saying, listen, it's not going to happen. It won't happen in Bolton. Never.
I don't believe so. I don't think if it'll happen in Bolton, it won't happen in Bradford.
It'll never happen here. We don't need it. We don't need it. We've got enough troubles going on without that nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. This is why I'm asking the question today. What are the protesters trying to achieve, and who are they protesting against? Now they know that what happened in Southport wasn't done by a Muslim immigrant or anything like that. Islam's off the table. Why are they attacking mosques? I just want to understand the logic. That's all.
I'm with you, mate. There's no you cannot attack places of religion. They're just peaceful people, aren't they? That visit. I'm not religious myself. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't go to church. I never have done, and I never will do. But it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. You know what I mean? I have my morals, and I know wrong from right. But I would never attack someone who's peaceful, ever.
Yeah, the thing is, some people mistake pacifism for peace, because Muslims, don't get it twisted. We will defend ourselves if we are attacked. So it's like we're not like kumbaya. That's why I'm so proud of the Muslim community that they've remained calm, that they've not reacted. Because usually when you attack a mosque, you get a reaction, and I'm so happy that the Muslim community haven't fell for the trap. Because this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to they want to try to create this narrative of this war between Islam and this is what they're trying to do. This is why I believe personally they're trying to provoke the Muslims into a fight by attacking their mosques personally, and they're using these girls unaliving as a cover, as a kind of excuse to justify attacking a random mosque, hoping to get the Muslim community excited to start something, and then it starts. That's what they want. They want to spark this off, and alhamdulillah, the Muslims have been so patient. Had so much patience. Why? Because we appreciate and we can understand the pain of those families in Southport. Because we understand the pain and the suffering of the parents of Gaza. And we would be hypocrites if we can go on about how the parents in Gaza are feeling about their children dying and then disregard the feelings of the people of Southport. So we completely understand why people are angry and why people are upset, and why, if that false narrative was true, why they would be really upset. So we get that. So, alhamdulillah, I just want to send a shout out to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, because I know how hot the Muslims can be. You know, you spark them, you spark them. And once it goes, it goes. So, alhamdulillah, I'm so happy they've had patience and sabr. Paul?
Well, let's all keep the peace, and I'm going to give you a chance to let someone else on. I think I've taken up enough of your time.
No, it's been lovely
thank
chatting to
you
you,
for
Paul.
inviting me on.
Lovely chatting.
Appreciate it.
But I want
you.
someone with a bit more aggression than, you know, because you kind of agreed with me, which is beautiful. I want someone who's actually, you know, some of these people mouthing off in the chat who's called both of us melt. So both of us, I want to speak to these guys, the guys who've got the real move. But anyway, you've been lovely, Paul, and I really appreciate you chatting to me. Take care, dude.
Get them on and
I'm trying to
Say
look at their
listen to
names
them.
and their profiles to see who looks like I don't know, a Tommy boy. I'm trying my best.
What all I'm saying to you is listen to them, because they've got their opinions as well, haven't they? You know what I mean? You've
I
got to
completely
listen to
agree, bro.
everyone's opinion.
I'm here to hear them, bro. I promise you. I'm here I want to hear the grievance and what it is. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, Paul. Ta-ra, dude.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry, I'm being real racist now. Choosing from profile pictures and names. It's the only way I could do it. Unless someone in the chat can, I don't know, let me know. This looks like kind of Outlaws, Hell's Angel type kind of thing going on. I don't know. We'll see if it can connect. Look for the we look for the flags. Aye. Okay, this one's not coming on for some reason. Charlie, no. I'll try again in a bit. No worries. Sorry, Ahmed Farouk, you've not got a chance right now. Nor as Mansour Hussain. I need someone who, I don't know, with some kind of. You don't have to whinge in the chat. You're more than welcome to come on, man. So we can hear you. I don't know my headphones. I'm not even playing my game. Why am I wearing my headphones? How you doing, Lee? Just my ears, but Lee.
All right, pal.
How you doing, mate? All right.
Yeah, I'm not the person to talk to you about. I'm not racist in any manner.
Oh no way. Where you from, mate?
Chesterfield.
Pressfield.
Chesterfield.
Oh, Chesterfield. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I've just listening. I find it quite interesting, but no, I'm not the person to have an argument with you.
I'm not looking for an argument. I'm trying to understand stuff. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to say then? We can have a chat. I don't mind.
No, there's no real. I want to say I've just been finding it interesting on listening to an atheist earlier on, listening to his views, and then you popped up and just sat listening to you.
Oh, that's nice.
I find it all interesting, quite interesting.
But you requested to join the chat, like you had something to say.
Yeah, because I would like kind of disagreeing with what that bloke was saying about. Well, I kind of agreeing with you on the Muslims and China and all that.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, well, just basically on that, but then you changed topics, so, but yeah.
All right, Lee. But Lee, it's been lovely hearing from you.
Yeah.
I hope to chat you to on another live when I'm
All right then, mate.
inviting people to Islam.
Yeah, man.
Take care. Ta-ra. All right. Come on. I'm trying to find someone. Oh, Connor the Bricky. Oh, that sounds like a proper English geezer going on. Connor the Bricky.
Yo.
You got to right gaze. Where are you from, Connor?
I'm not a geezer, brother. I'm not a geezer. No.
Where are you from?
Gloucester, bro.
Oh, Gloucester.
Yeah.
We're from Wine Harvest store kind of country.
Yeah.
Go on, man.
I was just wondering, obviously, bro. 'Cause obviously, I'm a mixed race man,
Okay.
and come from Christian values, but a lot of my friends are Muslim.
Okay.
A lot of them, and at the moment, we're all getting a bit of stick, because obviously I'm not white, and I get told, oh, you're an immigrant.
You're getting stick. Wow.
Yeah, I was born in England, bro, and I was thinking and I was talking to my friend who's a Muslim also. He's obviously a man of mixed race, and he's a Muslim, and he's getting stick, but you don't know what to do because, obviously, how do you go about the situation? That's what I wanted to speak to you about.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to understand. So here it is, you see. It doesn't seem to be a line between immigrant and illegal immigrant at the moment. Mm-hmm. And it just seems anyone with a brown face, a slightly brown face, deport them. Seriously.
Yeah.
Send them home. And you're like, are you actually saying that people who are legally here should be removed for no other reason because of the colour of their skin or for their family heritage?
Yeah.
You can't have legal immigration? Is this the moves we're making now?
Yeah, but I'm born in England. My mum's white. My dad's
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. So,
But I see these all these comment sections on any video. We know there's a lot of knife crime in London. We know there's a lot of black lads and whatever. With the scooters and stuff. You see the videos of it all the time in South London and whatever. And then it's like, send them home.
I know.
Where to Croydon?
Yeah.
Like, where are you sending them?
Obviously, working on a building site, obviously, I'm going to sound quite stereotypical. Like, it's mostly white people in there, so you can imagine what that's like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm getting it, and I got to kind of, just keep my mouth shut or we get into a big argument and lose my job. Do you know what I'm saying?
So, I don't know.
It's a hard one. That's why I thought I'd speak. Because I see your talks in London Hyde Park. I watched a few of them, and obviously, I like a debate. But I thought I'd ask you. Obviously, you're Muslim, but you're a white guy, so I just thought I'd ask your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want me to ask my opinion about?
About what I just said about obviously being, non-Muslim but mixed race, and then get tarred with the same brush of, you're an immigrant as well. Was you born there?
Yeah. But how do you deal with it?
That's what I'm asking. What do you reckon?
I would ask them, do you have a problem with legal immigration?
Yes, I suppose. But
if they say no, as long as you come legally, I'm born here, mate. So I'm legal.
Yeah,
and that would end the conversation.
It makes you feel the type of way you get tarred with that brush. Like I seen comments today about because that kid done in that school, obviously that I think was terrible. I read in the comments about send all the mongrels back.
Yeah, this is what happens, man.
White again and all that stuff, and it's like fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is where this thing comes from. When they say we're not racist. Well, that is racist. That is the definition of racist.
Of course.
And it comes to the point of who defines what. England is a bastard nation. Yeah, we're from everywhere. I don't know whether my heritage is French or whether my heritage is Norman. Viking. Whether my heritage is Celt, Scottish, or Irish, or Welsh, or I don't know. I don't know who did who to my great grandmother. I don't know who. Do you get me? I don't know my heritage, so I don't understand who gets to decide when you become English, if you like.
Yeah, if you're white, though, you're white. So.
Just being white make me English. Yeah,
that's what they say. What people say to me. I'm like dark, I'm mixed race with curly hair. They're thinking, you know what I'm saying? So you get tarred with the same brush.
Yeah, subhanallah.
Crazy, brother. But thank you for talking to me anyway.
You're welcome, Connor, man. Best advice from me to you: become a Muslim, mate. You become part of the family.
Yeah. Everyone says it to me, bro.
That's the way to do it, bro. We'll have a chat another time, yeah, Connor?
Easy, bro. Boy.
Take care. Stay safe, bro.
And you will. Bye.
That's so sad. Connor the Bricky being asked, is he an illegal immigrant? And he is talking like, oh, my lover. Wow, who's waiting? I'm trying to find a Tommy Boy. You're all in the chat. I can't see one here. Let's try this guy. Although he looks like a revert. But I could be wrong. Who's saying bring me up? Who's bringing me up? GG Parker. Okay, I'll bring you next, mate. Carl.
Yo,
What's happening, mate?
I'm good, man. Are you good?
I'm all right.
Yes. What do you mean by Tommy boys?
As though those who agree with Tommy Robinson and fall for his rhetoric kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You do?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. So you're the guy I'm looking for?
You are. I am the guy you're looking for.
Oh, fantastic. Why?
Right. So I wouldn't say I'm 100% on Tommy.
Oh, no, come on. Don't start reversing.
Right. So the recent documentary is just released out about that school kid, and everything what's happened about that is definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch, and it is disgusting of how he's been treated with. So he can go on to say the freedom of speech side to it all, and then when stuff backfires to him, when his family are getting attacked, when a lot of Muslims are trying to find out his address and do all this, but yet there's the two-tier policing. So Tommy can get sent down to prison and get done for journalism and all this because he's not inciting hate. Tommy is not inciting hate.
What's Tommy been to prison for?
Journalism.
No. In his history, criminal history, what has he been to prison for?
I'm not sure. He probably got some other side football hooliganism, but as far as I'm aware, it's the journalism was the most recent one.
Did he not get in trouble for beating up an undercover, an off-duty copper who was protecting his girlfriend from getting beaten by Tommy? No, not true.
I have no idea. I've not heard that.
No, that's not true. Okay, check it out.
Honestly, I can't confirm that or deny
No.
that.
Just say, check it out. Check it out. And I think he got done for headbutting somebody at some point. Maybe that was football hooliganism. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that was football. What that was down to. So that was a group of people. That was abroad. That was football, but that was people approaching him. So
are you a patriot?
Pardon?
Are you a patriot?
I'd like to say I am.
You believe in British values?
I'd like to say so. I think.
You believe in British rule of law?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so when Tommy breaks the law, you agree with the law when it should punish him?
Absolutely, but Tommy hasn't, in a sense. But when he got sent down, he didn't break the law for journalism.
What's contempt of court?
Pardon?
What's contempt of court?
Say that again.
What is contempt of court?
You have to explain.
Do you know what contempt? That's what he was done for. Contempt of court. Do you know what contempt of court is?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that. What it was, no, what the whole reason he got sent down was he was outside of the court doing the live stream.
No, not that. Do you know what contempt of court is?
No, explain.
All right, so contempt of court is when the judge makes a ruling on something
Yeah.
that you can't do.
Yeah.
And if you do this thing, it means you have ignored what the court's told you, and you'll be in contempt of court. And the crime will then not be anything to do with what you did. Yeah? The crime will be nothing to do with that. The crime will be contempt of court. So it doesn't matter what the thing is now. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
So if, for example, he was saying something about
silencing somebody, though. Surely that's silencing.
It may well be silencing somebody for a very good reason. Okay, so because you can't have rule of law and then allow people to break that law. So when you have criminal law and a criminal investigation, you can't disclose the suspects. Right? The reason being is because what happens then, you could what's the word? My words are going out of my head at the moment. You could influence the trial, if you like.
Yeah.
And they could get it thrown out on a technicality. Okay. So anyway, so go back to what I was saying to you. So Tommy did something, right? Whatever he said, whatever it was, outside the court, whatever it was. The judge said, don't do this thing. If you do, you'll be in contempt of court. Contempt of court is a different crime to the actual thing of what he was doing. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
Right. So when he did it again, you now committed the crime of contempt of court. And that's punishable by prison. Yeah? That's the rule of law. That's British values. That's British law. Okay. So these are so it's not unjust what's happening. He's just ignoring the law. And he's against illegal immigration, isn't he?
Oh, illegal immigration, yeah.
Didn't he illegally immigrate somewhere?
When?
Didn't he go into the US under a name Andrew McMaster?
No, I've not heard of that. I've never heard of that.
No.
Never heard.
Okay.
Honestly,
One
I'd love
second. Yeah, 1 second. Let me just see if I can find it. Because it's ironic. Let's have a look. Okay, Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Jackson, was held on Monday before release, having been ordered to stay in the country and hand in his passport. Footage posted, although this was the Canadian one. I'm talking about the US one. 1 second. I'm just highlighting a few hypocrisies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm doing here. And it's good you're a supporter of his, because I want to speak to supporters of his and understand why they support him. Do you get me?
Yeah, no. It's the thing with Tommy. I think he's made so many bad mistakes, and obviously the EDL. I do not support the EDL one bit. I do not support the.
I'll tell you something ironic about the EDL.
Yeah.
I love irony, man. Honestly, do you know why the EDL was created?
Why?
Do you know?
No.
Okay, it was because
It wasn't to do with like football. It wasn't to do with the football hooliganism and all that.
no.
Wow.
The reason why the EDL was created was because there was Muslims standing on the corner in Luton berating the British soldiers returning from Iraq, calling them baby killers.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I've seen about it. I have seen a bit about that.
Right. So, imagine the irony that the EDL was created because somebody else was exercising free speech.
But there wasn't exercising free speech, was there?
What's free speech?
That's not free speech.
Define free speech.
So there's a define of free speech and there's a define of hatred of free speech. So you can.
But what's the difference? Okay, I agree with you.
If you incite murder, that's not
That's
free
not
speech.
inciting murder. That wasn't inciting
Well,
murder.
it was. There was inciting murder of British troops.
No, they weren't inciting murder. They were calling them baby killers.
No, there was inciting murder. They was celebrating when British soldiers was killed.
No. That's not why the EDL were created. I'll explain to you. There was a parade of British soldiers returning from Iraq in Luton. And these Muslims were stood on the corner, berating them, shouting at them, calling them baby killers. Yeah? You should be ashamed of yourself. All this kind of stuff. And the patriots of Luton were like, how dare they come here and say this thing? Yeah?
Right.
Okay. So were those Muslims wrong for doing that?
There's the type of the difference, the two-tier difference of Muslims are totally different. So the Muslims, what were shouting at the soldiers saying baby killers, or
Let's say mocking them,